G'day guys, it's Dave here from Old Rigs Down Under. Welcome to the latest video. In this one, I'm going to unload the second of the yellow F models that I picked up from up north. It's an FR700 1973 model. 250C motor with a quad box. So I'll get it off the trailer and give you a bit of a walk around. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you get something out of it. Thanks guys. So the next part of the job is to get the FR700 off, the C motor slimline. So I've just put away a few chains and cleaned up a little bit. And just setting about now, getting the thing ready to remove from the truck. I'm going to try and drive it off. So that had a block of wood under that elephant's foot cap there. So I'll drop it down, and that's supported by a chain. And obviously it went up there okay, so it'll come down okay. I think it'll probably drive. They were driving it, and I think by the time it gets to the ramps, well, they're the ramps there, but by the time it gets to these ramps, it should have a bit of momentum where I can sort of keep it going. That's my plan anyway. So anyway, just for the moment, I'm just about to just get in and check this fuel pump. It's got no fuel prime, so I was just going to try and clean it for a start, just blow it down with some air. I've put a battery in it because it's got an electric fuel pump, I noticed, which is obviously a sign that it's had fuel drain back in the past. So I just want to spend the next hour or so mucking about with it to try and obviously check that rack, make sure it's not going to do anything silly, and then try and get some fuel pressure up and get a bit of air into it to see if we can start it. It was running, they were using it up until it did that wheel bear, and that was probably only maybe 18 months ago. And I don't know if they've driven it since. They might have driven it to position. You know, I don't think they ever looked at it too much on the farm in terms of, you know, checking things over. It was just a good going vehicle that they had, so it was you know, they just used to put air into it and start it. So I don't think we're going to find anything untoward with it or anything that's going to cause concern, but I'll still just get in here and check these couple of things over. I can't tilt the cab. It's stuck, so whether the torsion bars are broken or something like that, but I'm not going to stuff about with it while it's on, you know, while it's on the back of a truck. So I'll be able to get in there enough and yeah, just try and get some fuel pressure and check that stopper and those couple of things. So anyway, we'll get into it and see if we can get this whole thing running, I suppose. Check some oil levels and plug a bit of air into it, plug a bit of air into the truck and see if it's going to hold enough to release the brakes, all those sorts of things. So anyway, I'll keep you updated. So I'm just in here looking at this injector pump, and I've just undone the little Allen grub screw in that dropper arm on the stopper. You can hear that, feel it pulling the rack back. So I'm confident that's okay. So hook that back up and we'll try and get some fuel up to it. There's no resistance on that pump there, so I might pull a couple of filters off it. I'll get that little electric pump going on the other side if I can, and we'll see if we can get some fuel pressure up, check a few levels, and we'll get into it. Right, I'll just check this oil level out. See the oil filler, the dipstick there, and behind the quad box sticks. Not much on that. Now the truck is leaning forward a bit, so looks on the trailer with the front wheel down there and the back wheel's up here, so so it will read a bit low, but anyway, we might just splash a bit in it and just see if we can get it to read on the bottom of the stick at least. There's nothing on there at the moment. I'll just bring it up to that ad mark or something, and at least then we'll know there's a bit in it for it to pick up. Righto, so we're up in the control centre now. Very spacious. I'm not really sure how I'm going to put my foot on this clutch here. I can't bloody move it at the moment. Anyway, might just have to try and adjust this chair a bit. But yeah, you can see it's got a couple of the old Mack gauges in it still with the little bulldog logo. It's a bit hard to come by now. Fairly original centre panel in it. These fiberglass cabs, for whatever reason, set their gauges up over here. They didn't have anything here, which is a bit odd when you think about it, but anyway, it was a bit of an idea for the time. So I found the wire to the fuel pump, that electric fuel pump, which they don't normally have, but yeah, I mean, it's there for the moment. If it helps us get a bit of fuel up to start the thing, well, I'll just leave it there. But anyway, so it's working. We've got a oil pressure light. We've got a half a horn. Yeah, so anyway, I've tried that stopper cable there, just with some pliers. And I don't know if you can really see it, but you might see that lever working down there. So, sort of nearly to a point, probably other than trying to work this chair out a bit. Yeah, of getting some fuel up to it, bleeding a bit through. We'll see if it gets any up to the hand primer. Just keep cracking it. It might work. We'll just see. I haven't had a lot to do with them in a Mack system. So we'll get some fuel up to it, and then, yeah, I dare say it's probably going to want some injector lines cracked and that sort of thing. But anyway, let's see what it wants to do. So I've got a bit of air in the air start tank now. I've got the fuel lines on top of the pump loosened off, so I might just give it a crack, spin it over, and see if it brings anything out the top of that fuel pump. You could hear that little electric fuel pump, the transfer pump, just clicking away before, so I did get a little bit of fuel into the top of the pump, or into the body of the pump I should say, with the hand primer and that electric pump. So we should just be able to wind it over now and get some fuel out the top of the pump where the injectors bolt on. So wish us luck. Let's see what it wants to do. Starter valve, but got a little bit of fuel starting to come out of the top of the injector pump, so I'll give it another spin over, see if we can get it coming out of all 5 or all 6. Anyway, so far so good. So I can't get it to get fuel out of number 3, 4 and 5 and 6. It's coming out of 1 and 2 really well, it's spurting out. So I don't usually do this, but I just locked those couple up, and I'm going to see if it makes a difference, see if it helps generate a bit of fuel out the others. Yeah, it's stopping on the stopper, like you can pull the stopper out and it stops squirting fuel out of 1 and 2. So I've still got numbers 3, 4, 5 and 6 loose. So anyway, I'll see if they want to bring any fuel out of them now. nothing there yet, so it seems like it's not building enough pressure in that pump yet, so might have to get a bit of air in the tank and let it right through, which is a bit of a bastard. I'll probably give it one more try, but yeah, I don't think we're going to have much success. Well, I finally got a little bit of resistance on the primer, and I can hear the pressure build up in the pump. So maybe it has just brought a bit of fuel through, got rid of the last of the air, but I'm still not getting any fuel out of the top of the last 4 cylinders, so I'll give it a hit and see if anything comes out now. Wanted to kick then, and it's brought fuel out the back 4, so we're on the right track. I'll just lock these up and give it another turn over and it should go. And hopefully it just goes, it doesn't go anywhere, it just runs and runs normal. That's what we're going to hope for. I might just try it once more with the stopper pulled out on back 4 cylinders just to see if it bloody... Well, it nearly went then, kicked a little bit, the starter threw out, so that'll probably be the next drama. I've got bloody fuel pressure now on the primer, which I didn't have before, and I've actually got fuel coming out the top of those last 4, so I might just try it once more, stop a pull, just to make sure it's not going to try and run away once it's going. I think it should be right. And then, you know, as long as that starter wants to stay in long enough for the fire, it should go. I do stress the word should. So it's stopping the fuel, that's a good thing. So I might just lock these injector lines up. By the time I do that, should be filled up with air. Should nearly go, I reckon. well, she's still got a gut full of air in it somewhere. So we had fire in the hole. Now there's no fire in the hole, so anyway, better get to the bottom of that. But at least it starts, it feels as though it's not going to run away, it's bloody being controlled under its own, under the pedal, and that's a good start, I suppose. So bleed it again and see if we can go for round 45. Right again. Finally, a little bit of success, it's good. So I'll switch this compressor off. I'll let it build up the air start tank first, just to help the air system a bit. The needle in the cab on the gauge is working for the air system. So anyway, let's bloody turn this noisy old compressor off. We might actually hear the C motor running. And yeah, get the bloody thing off the trailer. It's been here for a little while, so anyway, that was a bit of an ordeal, but we got there. Well, I've had to go for the more professional headwear. Can't get the maxi brakes to work. It's just something air related there. I'm not going to muck around with it now. Got a bit of foot brake. Undone chains, done everything we need to. Got the ramps underneath it. So I'm just going to have a go at just driving it off. You know, I just get one go at it and sneak it off slowly, and that'll be as easy as that, I'd say. Anyway, it's running away nicely. Not running away, but it's running nicely there at the moment, which is good. Considering it took a fair bit of bleeding the air out of it. So, let's see what it wants to do. that worked out alright. So now I've just got to remember to park it where there's no hills. So I'll just go up along this road here and just parallel park it, I'd say. It's good to finally get the old slimline off the back of the trailer, the FR700. Looks pretty good from this angle here. It's not missing too many things, but yeah, obviously I want to put a grill in it, want to put a front diff housing in it, and probably try and put a genuine fuel tank back on this side just to make it look a bit better, and then clean it up and get it drivable and see where we get to from there. It won't get restored, but more so just preserved. That's the plan. But I'll just quickly show you without any other noise just what the interior is like. A couple of things from the front. Now I'm going to put an Australian style grille back in this. They've got 4 horizontal crossbars in them. Twin headlights. All the fiberglass cabs had the twin headlights. It was only the very late steel ones that had twin headlights. It was an option in the early 70s for the steel cabs, but I've only ever seen 1 or 2 with them. So yeah, that's one way to tell them. The windscreen wipers come out through the front. Now this has had different wiper motors fitted. It's actually got electric wipers in it. But anyway, that's another way to tell. It's got these little ears up on top of the cab. It's another way to tell it's fiberglass. But I'll just quickly show you inside. I'm not sure if we'll get much of a view here just with the light the way it is this morning. So yeah, there she is, fiberglass cab, green interior. The dash will clean up okay. A lot of that's just oil and grime that's probably leaked out of different air valves over the years. I reckon I'll probably have a better driver's seat here somewhere for it that I can actually get into without shoehorning myself in under the steering wheel. But yeah, fairly unique thing. Cab made by Reinforced Plastics in Melbourne. Fairbank Road, Clayton, I think they were. And this is, like, just other than a bit of a tidy up, it's probably a fairly original cab. I'll get rid of a bit of stuff on here. I'll probably just go back to a later style Mack handpiece, or, you know, American truck handpiece. I'll screw that dash back into place there, and you know, there's a headlight switch a bit crook. It's the sort of thing that you could probably tidy up and put on club plates without a full restoration. So any missing pieces, like there's a missing gear stick boot there, I might have one here. If not, I'll probably get one made. There is a missing panel there, which I've got in another cab here. So just a clean up really. That door panel's missing a few screws. And the latch is loose in there, so it just wants tidying up a little bit. This handle's buggered. I've got another handle here for it. The paint's probably, you know, not too bad in some respects. It'll probably just wash up. Well, it will wash up a fair bit better. Like that's, you can sort of see that. That's sort of scum will come off there. The white's probably not going to come up a whole lot better. But yeah, the quad box looks like it's stuck in on the compound stick. So yeah, I might just try and get to the bottom of that and then just work out the air system on it. So like I say, there's no real hurry on it, but I just want to make it so it's startable, drivable. Yeah, and realistically that could happen over the course of a couple of weekends, but I've got plenty to do before that happens. So, but anyway, I just wanted you to see that. Without the noise of the compressor and the noise of the truck. But anyway, that'll just about do for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Hope you've got something out of it. It's always good to add another F model to the fleet. So, yeah, tell your mates about it. Comment on the video. And if you've got any questions about the truck, please feel free to ask. I'll try and get to you when I can. Always enjoy engaging with the good viewers out there. So I'll wrap it up with that, and we'll see you on the next one.